a tendency to look at your checking account and ask yourself, where did all my money go? Alright, I think we've all been there at some point or another, and that's what I'm here to help you out with today. Making a monthly budget is one way to help curb overspending and to start saving more money. I've kept a personal budget for years now. Ever since I was about 18 and I was living with my parents, I really wanted to get out on my own as soon as I could. I've followed multiple different methods, and overall I've been pretty successful with them all. It's a really easy process. All you're going to do is add up your income and expenses and decide on a budgeting tool that's going to be best for your lifestyle, and then you can start figuring out ways to save. First, add up your income. Wages, child support, side jobs, any source of money that you might have coming in. Then you can start looking at your expenses. You can either look at last month's bank statement, or you can start just keeping track of it right away. Be sure to remember to include things like entertainment, gas, food, pet supplies, personal care, that kind of thing. Set an amount that is usually about how much you spend each month. Make that as your goal. Then, once you have this worked out, you can start looking at the different tools that are available for you to help keep track of it. One thing that I have found very useful is the internet and smartphones. Something like www.mint.com is a great website to help you keep track of it all. You're able to set up budgets just as you need and customize them however you need. This is an example of one that I used personally just a few months ago. See, I went over on a couple of things. Oops. But I didn't go over on others. So, you can also set up reminders and savings goals and things like that. It helps you keep track of all of your money in one place. It'll automatically download the transactions for you from all of your accounts, and you're able to easily see it on tables. Another internet source that's very useful is from the help of internationally known personal finance expert Susie Orman. SusieOrman.com has some very useful worksheets and spreadsheets and things like that that you're able to use to help you see where your money is going. If you're not very big into internet and things like that, you can just use classic pen and paper. This is foolproof. I love it. I still use it for mine and my boyfriend's budget right now. And it can also be really helpful for women if you carry purses. You can just carry around a little calendar or notepad, and every day or two just write down what it is that you spend. And I've actually seen that this really helps, especially for me, because you find that you don't want to write stuff down, so you won't spend the money. It works for me really well. So, another really good financial author, Jane Quinn, she wrote the book Making the Most of Your Money. She suggests not really looking at it as a budget, but more as like a financial plan, just so you can watch where your money is going. She also makes a good point where she says that the only reason a person should not have a financial plan is if they have enough money to buy anything that they want and still have enough money left over. Okay, with that being said, I think we all would probably say that we need a financial plan. Once you have one worked out, you can start looking at it and tweaking it and playing with it and figuring out ways to be able to save money. One thing that I have seen a lot of people spend too much money on is food. Here's what I used to spend. If you buy $3.50 frozen meals and go out to eat at restaurants 6 times a month at about $20 a piece and go through the drive-thru every now and then spending it, it adds up really quickly. But if you do make just small changes like getting waters whenever you go out, don't order appetizers or eat cheaper meals, a peanut butter and jelly only costs about 25 cents. You can really cut down on groceries that way, and you'll end up saving a lot of money. I think we could all probably use $120 extra a month just by changing the way we eat just a little bit. You're able to save a lot. Another thing that people spend a lot of money on sometimes is credit card debt. 18, 19, 20% interest. It's outrageous sometimes. Eric Tyson, in his book Personal Finance for Dummies, said it best. He says that the best way to avoid such costs is to avoid them in the first place. In other words, if you don't have the money, don't spend it. Remember to always ask yourself, is this a need or a want? One day we're all going to need retirement or to pay for our children's college. but do you really need the tickets to the football game? Susie Orman, in her book, The Money Book for the Young, Fabulous, and Broke, she also makes a good point on other ways to save money is by getting a roommate, bring your lunch to work, stay in for the movies, or maybe keep your car a little bit longer after you have it paid off. In conclusion, I'd like to reiterate to you just how important it could be for you to have a financial plan for yourself. It can really help you in the long run. It's as easy as adding up everything that you make and spend, and then deciding on a budgeting tool that's going to work best for you. As you do this, saving money is going to come naturally for you. And for you, just as it did for me, you will probably start to set goals for yourself and see how much money at the end of the month you can transfer over into savings.